my channel. Today's video is a bit of a takeoff from my normal content that I usually do. Not many people know, but I do actually do some cosplay and costuming as a hobby on the side of everything else I do with work and my hobbies and YouTube and everything. And I decided I kind of wanted to start a bit of an offshoot of my beauty videos, and I wanted to start with a costuming video. So this I'm calling KT Cosplay. I do have a Facebook page as well for this type of, I guess, section of my life. It's also called KT Cosplay, same as my channel is KT Lifestyle. It's the same as that, just cosplay instead of lifestyle at the end. So I will leave a link to my page down in the description box so you can head on over and check out what I've done in the past. But this time around I am doing a completely new costume from scratch. It's actually kind of two costumes in one. One transforms into the other, which I'm super excited about making. And this video will also be on my Facebook page along with some progress photos and stuff like that I feel like is not enough content for a video, but I will be taking progress photos every step of the way. So let's get right into the video. The first thing I'm gonna say, this is a cosplay that I'm doing for Avalon Expo, which is a Newfoundland convention. It's happening the last weekend in August. And they have a lot of really cool guests coming. They have Sailor Moon and Sailor Mars coming from Sailor Moon. They have a character from Deep Space Nine. I don't know his name, but I will also leave their website down in the description box as well. And they have the 6th Doctor from Doctor Who coming too. It's a local convention along with Sci-Fi on the Rock, which is the other local convention, and it's actually gotten huge. It's expanded into our stadium, I guess you could say. It's not a big stadium, but it's like a convention center, and it's only in its 3rd year. So this costume I decided I'm gonna make. But now, since it's June 9th when I'm or June 10th when I'm filming this video, I have 2.5 months to make it, and it's going to be very challenging, and I'm super excited. Tyler's going to help me. I've got another friend who's going to help me as well. She's got a fashion degree, so she's going to help me out with that as well as hair and stuff like that. So, well, I may as well tell you the character I'm doing. So, the character I'm going to be making a costume for is actually Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games, but not just any of her costumes. I'm doing her full-blown wedding dress. The wedding dress she wears in Catching Fire for the presentation during the Capitol scene for the Hunger Games. I'm going to leave a picture up here. And then it catches fire when she spins and turns into a black sheath dress with wings. So what I'm doing is I'm actually making the wedding dress, the fire, and the sheath dress with the wings underneath. So I'm actually going to transform the wedding dress into the black dress with the wings. So I'm super excited. It's going to be really hard, really challenging. I don't have a lot of time to do it. So what I've done is I've gathered up all the supplies I've needed, save for the hair and the makeup, because I'm focusing on getting the dress done right now. Once the dress is finished and the costume's done, and then I'll get into the hair, how I do the hair, how I'm doing the makeup, where I got the stuff for all that. Then I'll do another video on all that. So let's get into the haul, I guess. Alright, so for this costume I needed 2 patterns. I needed 2 dress patterns. I needed 1 sheath pattern, and I needed 1 semi-poofy wedding dress pattern that I could amend to what I needed it to be. So to start off, I kept an eye out for sales, because with patterns, they're uber expensive, but they're always going on sales. So, I mean, you can pay 20 bucks for a pattern, or you can pay $4, which is what I did for a pattern, because online, McCall's, who also owns Butterick, did a huge sale where they had all of the patterns were on sale for $4, like $3.99. So I wound up ordering the 2 patterns I wanted online instead of going to our local fabric store here, where they would have been at least twice as much, if not more. So I will start off. I bought the Butterick B4731, and I'm going to be making this dress right here without the train. Katniss's black dress, this is for the black dress underneath. Her black dress does not have a train, so I'm just going to cut that off. And yeah, so that's the dress I'm going to be doing for the sheath dress. It looks fairly simple, but Tyler's going to help me out by doing the painting of the feather pattern on the front, and I'm also attaching the wings to the back of the dress. So that was pattern number 1. For pattern number 2, I had to find a wedding dress, and I scoured to find this dress. I wanted something that was more of a 2-piece type of dress that could be sewn together if I needed to, but I'm thinking I may leave it apart just because it might be easier for the tearaway section of it. But I found this one, which is 2 pieces. You can have it with a train or without. I'm doing it without, and I'm amending it a little bit by adding some layers on top of it. So I went with the McCall's M531. 5321, and it's this dress right here. It's a 2-piece strapless wedding gown with pickups to make it 3 layers on the bottom. And what I'm doing with this is I'm actually creating a layers of tulle to go on top of it, the way her dress kind of flares out a bit with tulle. So what we're doing is we're doing all of this with the pickups, and then we're putting tulle on top of it, and in the bodice is being amended to include feathers and the cage as well. All right, so let's get into the fabric. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is the fabric I bought for the black dress underneath. So I purchased a satin. This was about $4, I believe, a meter. It's really thin. It's not the nicest fabric, but I mean, for a costume, I really don't need this super nice fabric. As long as it has a lining, it doesn't really matter, and it's not meant to be something that's like, yeah, it's nice to have really nice fabric, but it's not necessary. So I bought this. It's shiny on one side, you can see, and it's really matte on the other. So I bought this to make the black dress underneath. And this dress requires a liner because it's got boning in it. Both dresses have boning. So for the dress, the sheath dress underneath, I'm doing it with the shiny side out, and then Tyler's going to wind up fabric painting on it the wing pattern for that black dress, and then we're going to attach the wings to the back of that dress. And then I also bought some liner, and this is not only the liner for the black dress, it's also going to be the fabric for the wings that I'm going to put feathers on for the wings. I believe this liner was also only about $5 a meter, so it's kind of that simple see-through, almost transparent, well, not transparent, but like it's almost a see-through fabric that you can use just to have it be, you know, just stabilize the black fabric as well as to stabilize the feathers, to have something for them to hold on to. And all right, so for the fire part of it, obviously I'm not burning the wedding dress, it's not happening. So I had to do something that kind of gave the same effect while also easy to remove and easy to layer. So what I've decided to do is to use crinoline. Crinoline is a stiffer tulle. It looks like netting. It looks like mini chicken wire, but it's really rough and it puffs out a lot. So I'm kind of excited to use it. I got 3 colors. I have an orange, I bought yellow, and I bought red. So what I'm doing is I'm layering these kind of on top of one another to make it look like the dress is on fire. So when I take off the wedding dress, it's going to have the flames underneath, and it's also going to have that peak at the bottom of the flames. So that way when I spin or when I lift the dress up, you can see that little slight color underneath there, like, oh, what's going on underneath there? And yeah, so that's going to be the fire part of it. I also bought boning. This is uncoated boning, I think. So I have to coat it actually and then sew it into the dress, so that removes the boning. And this next section of it, the wedding dress part of it, the white fabric, we decided, my friend and I decided that rather than go with a satin, which is kind of a fancier fabric, it's going to be covered anyway. So she actually suggested I go with a white sheeting. So the white sheeting is actually about a quarter of the price of the satin. It's just a cotton sheet. Like literally, if you took a cotton sheet, it'd be the same fabric. So, I mean, it's just a cotton sheeting that will cut and sew into the fabric of the pattern of the dress, and then we're going to coat the bottom part with the tulle, and all that tulle is going to be sewn on top of it, so you won't even see underneath it, so it doesn't really matter. And then on the top, the bodice part is going to be all covered in feathers, so you're really not going to see any of it. So I'm kind of excited. She suggested that to me, and I went with what she suggested, and it seems like it's going to work out pretty well. All right, for the cage part of it, because I couldn't find it here, and I was really upset I couldn't find it here, and I was so excited to use it when I found it. I was like, this is going to be a game changer for me for this. Katniss on her wedding dress has a cage. They call it a cage. It looks like a set of wings that are made out of wire. And it comes up the front and it comes up the back, and I can't I was not going to spend hundreds of dollars on wiring to try and get this done really well. So I wound up doing a bit of research online about people who have made her dress before, especially with transformation. The wire is just going to tangle up and it's going to make it harder to rip the top dress off. So I needed something that was like lightweight, easy to use, just really, you know, really simple. And I mean, there's going to be a video on this because I think this is the coolest stuff I've ever seen, and I'm super excited to learn how to use it. So I bought a pound, I think 500 grams, of something called Instamorph. It's a polymorph plastic that you pour water on it and it turns clear. They come in little pellets, like you see, there's like little pellets there. They come in little white pellets, but when you put hot water on them, they melt into this clear moldable plastic. So what you do is you take it and then you can mold it, and if it hardens before you're able to mold it together, you just pour water over it again and it softens again, and it's just crazy reusable moldable plastic. So I went on eBay and I found a bunch of it because I couldn't find any here to purchase. But yeah, so I went online onto eBay and looked up Instamorph or Polymorph. It's called Polymorph Plastic. I think it is polymorphic plastic. And they're little white pellets and they're not expensive. This, I think I got 500 grams for like $25. But yeah, so you work with a little bit at a time. You pour hot, like boiling water over it, and then it turns into this really cool, like Play-Doh-y type plastic, and you can create whatever you want out of it. So I'm super excited about those. The last thing I had to purchase for this costume was a bunch of feathers. So I went out and I purchased 1,500 feathers. That's 1,500 goose and rooster feathers. So what I did was, for the wings, there's some white parts in the wings. So I purchased a couple packages of just white goose feathers that I'm gonna sew by hand onto that lining fabric once I get the wings all cut out and ready to go. Yeah, I'm gonna sew them by hand onto those wings. And I got white, but I also purchased black for the rest of them because there's only certain sections of it that are white. I purchased black for the rest of them. Any extra of the white I'm also going to wind up sewing or gluing onto the bodice of the dress as well. I also purchased rooster feathers in both black and white as well, and these feathers are feathers, I'll pull one out. They're fluffier, but they're a lot more delicate looking than the goose feathers. So with the rooster, what I'm planning to do with this, as like you see, it is a lot more flimsy, but it's more delicate and kind of fancy looking, I guess you could say. So when it lies there, it lies very like these are the ones I'm using in her hair and everything, that they lie a lot flatter and they lie a lot more delicately, which makes the dress look a lot more delicate. These are being glued all over the bodice. I'm cutting off this spine at the top and they're just going to be glued overlapping each other so that they peek out a bit and they look like dresses covered in feathers. Rooster feathers don't have as big of a spine, so I'm also using the black ones, which I can't find right now, but they gotta be somewhere. They're somewhere in my house. They are somewhere in this home. But the black ones, what I'm going to wind up doing is gluing them along the top of the wings to make the top of the wings look quite a bit more delicate. So when you're holding them up, you have the top layer just these rooster feathers and then the goose feathers underneath that go down to the bottom. So that's what I'm planning to do with those. So yeah, so that is my cosplay haul for Katniss's wedding dress. I'm hoping to get the black dress cut out today or this weekend, so tomorrow. Either tonight or tomorrow. It's probably gonna be tomorrow. I'm hoping to get it all cut out and ready to go. I have a dress form ready to go as well for fitting wise, because I had to get a bit bigger of a size for the wedding dress because I don't know, I may have to go up a size to get it to fit properly on top of the black dress. So I've got to fit the black dress first, make sure that's fit perfectly with the wings down the back before we can start on the wedding dress. But I think I may start big on the wedding dress and then we have to go in, we can pull it in because there's not a lot of fasteners. We're doing a Velcro down the side. So we can adjust it if we have to. So yeah, So that's my cosplay haul for Katniss Aberdeen. I'm going to do a couple videos, some pictures. Be sure to follow me over on the KT Cosplay Facebook page. I really appreciate some follows and likes over there because I've just started with it. But yeah, so I will post all my progress over there. I'll post pictures. I'll do some videos of stuff that I'm working on that I think is really cool, that I think is video worthy, I guess you could say. The Instamorph for sure, maybe the feathers, maybe making the wings, time lapses and stuff like that would be kind of cool. But yeah, so let me know also down in the comment section below what you would like to see, if you'd like to see any of these processes done on video. Alright, so that's it for this video. If you like this video, give me a big thumbs up down below. And if you want to see more content from me, beauty related or cosplay related, don't forget to hit that little red subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when I post new content, don't forget to hit the little bell next to it. Alright, we'll see you next time. Bye!